Hey guys, what is going on? This is Ip of RageQuitTV. Gonna be casting a game between Macsed and Liquid Taeja. It is a TVP on ESV. Cloud Kingdom, and Macsed is on the Chinese team, Invictus Gaming. Of course, he is Chinese, and I haven't really seen many Chinese games since I am Guangzhou about a year ago when Idra did win that. I wasn't too impressed with them, just because it seemed like all their builds were old. They were a little bit behind in the metagame, and that did cost for many losses. However, China is absolutely huge, and they are getting into StarCraft 2. The Warcraft 3 players have started to switch on over. If you didn't know, Warcraft 3 was absolutely huge in China. Korea kind of had Brood War, and China picked up Warcraft 3. Warcraft 3 in China, I believe, is as big as Brood War was over in Korea, so they are definitely big in esports. China also has the NSL, the Neo Star League, coming up, and I can't wait to see that because the production quality of their trailer matched OSL level, which was just very impressive, and I can't wait to see this game. I'm sure the Chinese have learned a lesson in the metagame and are sticking up to it. I don't know how the latency is from China playing on other servers. Maybe that's why they're just behind, because they can't really play on anything else, but we'll just go off that. We do have a 12 gate coming up from Macsed and Taeja. Just playing the standard, goes for a 12 barracks and now not getting any gas. So this does look like it is going to be a 1 barracks expand out of Taeja. And we'll see when these players end up scouting, because Macsed not going to be scouting after that pylon, and he won't have any information of what Taeja is up to. And that is definitely something Protoss does need, because it's up to them to kind of react to what the Terran's doing. If they want to go for a 1 gate expand and the Terran 2 axes, they get a loss. If they want to go for like a 3 gate expand and the Terran does this 1 rax expand, they lose. Or they can put on a lot of pressure, go all in. But in the early game, I think it's really up to the Protoss player to see what the Terran's doing and then to react on it. We do have Macsed going to be going up on 2 gases really early and not saturating this one as soon as possible. He is going to start putting probes on that, just leaving 2. That is a little bit odd. Maybe this build is extremely refined, but with him getting the second gas, I think that he'd want a lot of gas. Taeja is going to be the first one to scout, and we'll see what Macsed is up to, but he has already started his expansion. And that SCV is going to be going in now. We'll see exactly what this SCV ends up seeing. 1 pylon is hidden way back here. If Taeja doesn't see that, he may be thinking, okay, there's a pylon missing, because there should be 3 pylons at this time. Is going to see both of these gases. Both only have 2 probes on them, so I don't think that's a mistake. I think this is Macsed ironing something out and has something special in store for us. Taeja does go in, doesn't see this 1 pylon, so he knows, okay, there may be a pylon missing. We do have a Zealot now moving up for Macsed to go out and scout, and Taeja hasn't seen the expansion. The Zealot is going to come up, and finally we'll get some scouting on. We'll see that Taeja is going for a 1 barracks expand. Taeja still doesn't have any gas, and if I was Taeja right now, I would be thinking this is some type of weird 2 gas expansion with 1 gate. And what comes out of that is Void Ray play. You can get a Void Ray up, put a pylon back here, and then use Whoop-ins and go in through the Terran's main and just do so much damage. Additionally, DT play could be coming out. This could be a DT expand. We do have Macsed going to be building up 2 more gates, and I'm still really curious why there's only 2 probes on this. That is definitely an odd call from Macsed. He is starting to stack up that gas. We'll see exactly what it is used for. The probe is going to be coming. Taeja doesn't look like he suspects anything is suspicious, only has 1 bunker up, so maybe he thinks it is going to be some type of teching expand. But a pylon is being built by Macsed. We'll have 3 gates relatively soon, so he is going to be doing like a weird form of a 3 gate expand, it does look like. The Zealots are going to be holding this 1 watchtower. He does see the bunker here that was being built and then backed away. I don't know if Taeja did see that, but now Macsed should know that Taeja is going for an expansion unless this bunker is something extremely sneaky. But Taeja not doing anything of the such. Zealots are going to be morphing in. I'm really curious what this gas is going to be used for. He is stacking all the way up to 350 now, and only getting 1 sentry. And this gas, I mean, he didn't need to get the second one. Now has 3 probes on both of them, but he didn't need this. If he didn't have this, this could be 4 gateways, because he did lose some mining time going into this probe saturation. You can see he is not ideally saturated. He is missing 2 probes. We do have Taeja now moving out, sees 1 stalker there, should be putting up more bunkers, because you can't hold like pressure builds from Protoss with just 1 bunker, because again of force fields. Taeja would need a bunker on this high ground, or possibly just 2 back here. to be perfectly safe. But it looks like he doesn't suspect anything fishy at all. Even doesn't have anything right here, which is a little bit odd because, again, I said this could be like a Void Ray type play. But maybe I'm wrong on that. I think, though, that Taeja missing out on his scouting a little bit. We do have Macsed coming in here with a lot of units. Taeja does have Marines off in the back. Force fields do go down. Marines doing some nice cutting on their Zealots. Lots of SCVs are going to be falling. The bunker, of course, did go down, and Taeja is forced to lift up and return back home. And Taeja didn't even have a solid wall up. Now is building a supply depot here, but it doesn't look like Macsed is too concerned about going up into the main. Never a smart idea to attack a Terran player that is turtling behind his wall. We do have the factory now started for Taeja. And Macsed can keep his units here safely for another 90 seconds. He has to be back home by the 10-minute mark, or by 10:30, I should say, because that's when medevacs come out. Once medevacs come out and your forces are right here, that is not a good situation to be in, because then the Terran player can put on a lot of aggression, and all the pressure you put on here, killing off those 6 workers, is going to be down to waste, because a dropship can take out 6 workers in the blink of an eye. So we will be seeing the Contain probably leave in about another minute as Taeja is taking up. We'll be probably getting a starport soon as this one factory does finish. The bunker is being placed right here, and Taeja is saying, no, you cannot come up this ramp, and does have a very sturdy wall with the command center being a part of it. The bunker placed way off in the back. There we go. The Marines going to be getting in. And there's nothing that Macsed can do here. He is keeping his units here just so Taeja doesn't move down, but he has to be moving back soon as that starport is almost completed. We do have a Twilight Council, and we do also have Macsed stacking even more gas. And I really think if he didn't get this one assimilator, the game could have been over with that extra gate he would have had, because he wasn't mining from that. Would have had the 75 minerals or whatever it cost to build an assimilator, and would have just had more units overall. So Macsed not using the most optimal build, but maybe it's because of that Taeja did scout that, didn't see this coming, and maybe that's why it was also suspected, I mean not suspected, affected, or effectful, or whatever it is. We do have Taeja moving his command center down, sees the forces still here, has the medevacs coming out, and Taeja probably a little bit happy, but the observer does come in, sees those medevacs, and that is going to give vision to take out this one bunker. Taeja just evacuates from the bunker, knowing his Marines would have been trapped if he stayed there. And Macsed better be leaving soon. I don't know if he can fight this force. Taeja has a scary army, and if he comes in, does a drop down here, and does a flank on this, Macsed would lose all of his units. Relatively free. The observer does go down, and now Macsed is going to be retreating. Or is he not? He should be. Yes, he is. Macsed going to be falling back. Taeja now going to be taking his expand. The worker count, 44 SCVs, 253 probes, 92 supply, 281 supply. Taeja losing a little bit less, but I would say Macsed right now in the lead of this game. Macsed also has 1 probe here, just waiting for Taeja to move out across this side. Going to be placing a pylon so the probe can now leave. This serves as a great scout because it kind of secures this 3rd base, because that's how Taeja would be attacking this, is all the way through here. With this pylon here, it gives Macsed plenty of time to move his forces to defend this 3rd base, but Taeja looks like he just wants to move out. We do have an Archon being morphed. We don't have Storm out just yet. It is not being researched, but the Zealots do have charge. However, there's not that many Zealots. We do have 1-1 on the way for Macsed. Taeja already at +1 attack, and now going to be coming in, sees that one Archon, decides that is not a battle he wants to fight. Is going to go up in the dropships and retreat, losing a few units there, but he did get some great scouting on. Now he knows he has to get Ghost down. There we go. The Ghost Academy is going to be coming down. And if that tech switch took Taeja by surprise and the Templars had Storm, oh my god, that would be just troublesome. But we do have Macsed now going to be taking his 3rd base. And that 1 probe may have seen the units leaving, does evacuate, and just getting away. Macsed with some great scouting, great pylons around the map with just absolute good vision. And the Zealot looks like he wants to charge at that Marine. Going to be whooping in a few more Zealots to try to catch this thing, but this one Marine is proven to be difficult to catch. However, he's going to be running straight into Macsed's army, getting some great scouting there. But but Taeja already knew that with this one watchtower. Taeja, though, going to be taking his 3rd base because, again, he did see Macsed taking the 3rd. And it looks like we kind of just have a stalemate. Macsed doesn't want to attack up this ramp, just because, again, Terran do have the favor with the high ground. Person on the high ground always has the favor, and now that one Destructible Rocks is going to be taken out. So if Macsed wants to go up, he can have a little bit of a bigger concave on that ramp. Few Zealots going to be falling down, but Taeja has to be careful not to get force fielded on this ramp. Those sentries have plenty of energy on them. Meanwhile, the worker count is 64 SCVs, 258 probes, so Taeja has been building workers while Macsed hasn't. He does get his third base up, but because he doesn't have the workers, he can't instantly saturate this, and we do have now Macsed going to be running in here, going to force field this area, and now he can take out the third base if he wants to. Few Templars coming in. There are Ghost, I believe, out for Taeja. No, there aren't. Ghost now just on the way, and Macsed going to be trying to take out this third base. The command center may possibly go down here. It is under siege, and there's nothing giving vision of the high ground, so the command center is just barely gonna live, but that could burn down. Will Taeja get the repair off on it? We do have force fields going down, trapping a handful of Marauders, now putting his Zealots on hold position just so we can try to snipe these Marauders, but the medevacs do come pick up units. Feedbacks do go up on those medevacs, taking out one of them with a Marauder inside of it, but this one Stalker is gonna be caught. Command center not getting repaired just yet, still burning at 200 HP. Scan sees that Macsed's army is right here, and Taeja going to be moving on out. Looks like he wants to go on the offensive, and Macsed has no idea about this. No observer here at the whole time. Taeja had this one watchtower, and that may be a huge mistake from Macsed, just ignoring the fact that he didn't have control of the watchtower, which leads for this huge counter attack, and we will have a base trade going on. Taeja is going to be losing this now to that command center already at half health. The SCV's going to be immediately returning home. Taeja with the small units up here going to be holding this ramp to the best of his ability, and now Taeja does take out the third base, going to be storming in to this natural, but you got to keep in mind the whole time these Templars are just going to be gaining energy when they get back to this force. Maybe coming back was a mistake, but when he does get back, he is going to have a lot of storms. There are two Ghosts here, and this Ghost going to have a little bit more energy. 2 EMP going to the energy. Looks like, yes, they will each get 1 extra EMP off by the time an engagement does come off, with being at 150 energy, and now Taeja going to be taking out so much of Macsed's production, taking out all the pylons, sniping them all. We do have Macsed going to be taking a ninja expand way back here, building some cannons, stopping Taeja from taking this one expand, and this expansion still not taken. But Taeja will be landing there relatively shortly, as he does see the army is way back here. But Macsed bringing a handful of units over here. Looks like he's going to be fighting at 2 fronts at once, and knows, okay, as long as I have this base, I should be mining. And he kind of has it contained on Taeja's units right here. There's medevacs, not too high on energy, so not worried about being feedback. They try to lift up and run away. We have probes building pylons back here to try to get up in the supply because he has turned upside down. Taeja right now holding this one ramp. There's medevacs proving to be very effective, but a big storm does go down. Taeja just going to be cutting backwards away from it. And Taeja being, again, cost-effective. Now he is going to be taking that Nexus out on his way out. He is going to be lifting up in the medevacs. Don't have that much energy, so they cannot get feedback, but they also didn't have life, so they did run a risk. Taeja, though, going to be mining at this one natural. Few Marauders here going to be stimming, trying to kite these Zealots. Zealots going to come in, try to deny this natural. Again, lots of SCVs coming down from Taeja, and now Macsed does have a scary army. Taeja still has a few units back here, taking out these gateways, killing off, again, the production abilities of Macsed, but Macsed also doesn't have that much money, doing a big probe transfer over to this base of the ninja expand in the top left. Lots of SCVs coming out to absorb a lot of damage from those Zealots. Feedback going off on that one Ghost instantly, but a lot of Zealots are going to be falling. Those Templar, though, have not enough energy for storms. Command Center is going to be landing, and that does minimize the amount of concave Zealots can get. Feedback's going down on those units, and will Taeja be able to hold this? No, he is going to be falling back, but keep in mind, he is building a lot more units than Macsed is. Macsed, though, did get an extra Archon in. Feedback's going off on this medevacs, tugging down this one Archon. Does manage to take it off. Huge EMP goes off on all the Stalkers, even though the Mortal does not get taken, but Macsed does throw the GG after that EMP. Oh my god, let's see that EMP one more time. Going off in normal speed. Highlighting all these units. Look at the shields. EMP is about to come off. The game-winning EMP. Feedback goes off there. Where is the Ghost? I just missed it. The Ghost was in the army underneath the medevacs. Okay. So, there's the 2 Ghosts. Just keep an eye, though, on all this shield. this money EMP hits quite a bit. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6 stalkers. Possibly, no, that did hit 6 stalkers, taking out a lot of shields. Each stalker does have 8, so 320, maybe? But that is definitely what tilted the favor inside of Taeja's side. And also, he had this force down here taking out things, but it looks like he wasn't microing that. Could have taken out even more. But also, I want to get back to this very early game. About this double gas. Because this, I really don't like. It's cool that he only has 2 probes on each one. But here we go. That gas is being built. And if he doesn't get that gas, that's 75 minerals. So we'll see when he could get that second gateway. What's he doing with his money? And again, the gas, it only takes 30 seconds to complete. And a probe mines at 40 minerals per minute. So having these 2 probes mined from this gas isn't really that cost effective if you think about it, because it's going to take a full, over about 2 minutes for 1 probe to mine enough to make this assimilator. Which takes 30 seconds to make. So again, I just don't know why he's doing this. But now he's got this second gas. Now 1 probe goes on it. And 2 probes. So now we already know that he lost 75 minerals in the assimilator. Now he's going to be losing an extra 40 minerals per minute because he has 4 guys mining gas at this point in the game. And the extra gas that 1 probe is making up for is kind of just negated by the fact that he wasn't mining 3 off this assimilator at the start, if that makes any sense. I mean, I just don't know when the advantage would come, because you could be mining 3 guys on gas, or you could be mining 2 guys on gas and then later going up to 4. The differential, I mean, if you think about it, how long is it going to take for that 4th guy on gas to make up if he just had 3 probes on gas? And that was... Let's see, when did this go? So the gas goes up at 3:30. So at 4:30, he's going to miss out on 75 minerals to build this assembly. Let me just make sure that's 75. Yeah, 75 on the assimilator. And now at 4:30, he's probably going to be missing out on another 80. Or another 40 because of the probe. He's only mining 1 extra. So, going to be missing out on another 40 because of that one. And let's go to 4:30. Okay, he got the Nexus up. And right now, he should have another 115 more minerals. Which means he could probably throw down pretty much 2 more gateways right now. He could go up on 3 gates right now if he didn't take that 1 gas. Definitely does slow him down. And again, this Nexus again would have been just a little bit earlier. So, I hope that makes sense. I'm not sure if it did, if that's just a bunch of rambling. But I really don't like the play from Macsed right here. Again, it was effective because it was bad. Taeja didn't see that the pressure was coming because it wasn't optimal. If it was optimal pressure and Taeja had this build that he's doing right now, he would have lost the game. But because Macsed is executing a non-optimal build, it allows Taeja to hold it with a non-optimal defense. That should make sense. But we'll go over into APMs and all that stuff. I thought I had the game up in SC2 gears, but apparently I do not, so give me a minute to find it. Hopefully I can. That's odd that it's not there. I've had this game sitting on my machine for a very long time. Okay, found it. Going over in SC2 gears. And the first thing I want to look at is... Not to produce army supply. Not that. Unit tiers. So let's just look at Macsed. I see a lot of big gaps. So let's just see if he has idle gateways at like maybe this is normal. You know what we'll do? We'll go open up a game from MC. To compare. So let's compare MC to Macsed. We have right here not as many gaps. Going to this granularity at 30, you have almost no gaps. He's always producing units. We'll go back to Macsed, get rid of Taeja, and you just see all these gaps. These gaps mean a building is idle. So he wasn't really floating that many minerals, I think, but it's just odd to see all these gaps. Maybe I need to take more time to look at this game, go through in Macsed's point of view, how often was his warp gates idle, but I just don't think it was the best of play from him. Congrats for Taeja on the win. But this game, despite Macsed not playing well, I think kind of does show you how you can use SC2 gears to show you like differences between players. And I'll go up to one more Protoss player. Let me take this off and we'll find another Protoss to just compare again to. The other one in this pack was I Am Ready. So going back here, looking at this unit production, unit tiers tab, we have again a lot less blocks. If we change this to a 50 granularity, you don't see any. For him, MC, let's go to 50. Don't see, well, you see one for Ready. Don't see any for MC this game. Going to Macsed, let's change this up to, oh, 30 right here. I didn't change this to 30. Still has some gaps. Go to 50. You have one gap right here, and this is the base trait. So his play wasn't that bad. Going into 50 granularity, you really shouldn't have any gaps. One is fine if you're doing some type of timing. One fine, but if you have gaps throughout, it's just not good at all. Server 1 server. Let's go back to MC. So just showing you the 3 games. So I take all the bad things I said about Macsed back because I didn't know you had to change the granularity for both games. I thought this one thing would have held it to you, so I was comparing MC with a granularity of 30 versus Macsed with 20. But MC overall, just a better macro player than Macsed. And again, this is all hasty analysis, so I could be wrong here. APM, let's just go overall through Taeja and Macsed's APM. 67, 106, 114, 149. Taeja definitely fast, proving that he is, well, aggressive Terran player. Taeja's TVZ is absolutely phenomenal. Very high APM he plays with, and I don't really know what we can look at. I think we'll end it here with the ability groups. 3 EMPs versus the 17 feedbacks, 4 storms, 27 force fields. And the thing about Macsed is, while his macro wasn't good, the thing I have to give him credit for is his feedbacking. His every micro aspect of him was really good. Let's go back into the APM. Micro for Macsed, 106, macro 67. His macro is higher than a lot of Protoss players. But Warcraft players, Macsed did come from Warcraft, so it does show that he is kind of good on controlling units. So again, hope you enjoy the cast, take care, and I will see you next time.